What's going on? How was the trip?
Oh, it was great, man. It was such a good time.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I want to get into that.
AZ, Arizona's sick, dude. You ever been out there?
I have been to Surprise, which is outside of Phoenix. My dad's sister lives out there. Surprise, Arizona, which is different than I think what you had got into. But it's nice. It's dry heat, man. Though you don't know when you're like you need to drink water because you don't know when you're getting dehydrated or not.
Yeah, we noticed that. That. You can feel it on your lips, like cracking.
Yeah, right. That's like the only tell because you're not sweating.
No, you're not sweating. But it was nice. We shot some guns. We did some hiking. We caught up with her friend Courtney, who just had a baby. Went to Tucson. Went to Sedona. Stayed in Phoenix. We were there like 7 days, so it was a good trip.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Schaetzke's coming, hopefully.
The sheep.
How's he doing? Where's he living? I don't even know where he's living. I got all these questions. Not a ton, but
I think he's living in Maine now. Him and Kelly moved up to Maine. Not sure where, though. We'll have to ask him, but
we'll have to ask.
I caught up with him at Trevor's wedding, and that's what he told me. They're living in Maine. They're loving it. Really quiet, really rural. Yeah, it's always good to see people get out of Shrewsbury.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with Shrewsbury, though.
No, if it's got what you need, by all means,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got Schaetzke in the waiting room. We gotta set up that video, man, for people to watch.
Dude. Yeah, for sure. And then there's a lot of, and then people want to watch these things so quickly. Well, people like 10 people want to watch these so quickly. They got to figure out if there's any way we can go live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was working on the Low podcast today. It should be up tomorrow.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to let him in.
All right.
The big guy. Here he comes. William Shaetzke is in the house.
Will Shaetzke, man.
John Bonner's Zoom meeting.
What up, dude?
What's going on, Will? How are you?
Oh, beat.
How are you, man? You look good as always.
Fucking beat. Likewise, handsome.
Mm-hmm.
The contender, eh?
Yeah, this is a game that's holding down my my microphone, but it's a game about a social card game inspired by the whim and vigor of real presidential debate. You basically try to debate people, and it looks kind of shitty, and that's why it's not even opened yet. But anyway, what's going on?
A white elephant sort of thing?
No, a gift from work. I guess someone at my office thought this would be a game I'd like because I like to debate and talk shit. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like one of those like passive aggressive gifts, like world's best boss or something like that.
Sounds a little sus, man. Sounds a little sus.
Yeah, it is a little sus for sure.
So how's the weather up there in Maine, Schaetzke?
Oh, fucking terrible.
Where are you, Schaetzke?
Hope, Maine.
Hope?
What?
Hope, Maine. It's like 90 minutes north of Portland on the coast.
Nice. Portland's the
Yeah.
shit. Bonner, remember we went up there, Portland? Damascotta?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you gotta keep
Damascotta? Or Pemaquid? Are you familiar with that, Will?
Pemaquid oysters.
Pemaquid oysters.
Pemaquid Lake.
Pemaquid, yeah, it's probably a lot of Pemaquid stuff. But there's a Pemaquid brewery too. Pemaquid.
Is there? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I can speak for their oysters. They're amazing.
I have a little family home up there, And Bonner and I went up one weekend, had a blast.
Dude,
And I thought we went to Portland, Bonner. Did we not?
No, we drove through to get there, but Danbury Scott is like an hour from there. I want to say,
If not more. Yeah.
you know, I think the first time I went to Maine was for like a party after like a senior year at Steph's house.
Oh, yeah. I remember
Great
that.
time. That's down in York, Wells.
Something like that. Yeah. I just remember being like, there's a highway up here? Where are we going?
There's electricity.
I didn't know there was like a 4-lane highway up.
I didn't know you were we went after like prom or something, right, Bonner?
I feel like it was wasn't it me and Dennis were in Old Orchard Beach and all the rest of you guys were at Steph's, right? Was it that weekend?
Could have been different times. So, Will, when did you go to Steph's in Maine?
Yeah, I think it was like after prom. It was like the day after. Mm-hmm. I believe. I couldn't tell you exactly when.
That was a great time. I think it was after prom because I think people had like their dates and we went to Steph's house and we raged.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember making White Russians.
And that's when you lost your memory after that.
It was, I think it was on the water, you know?
Yeah.
It's like somewhere on the coast, somewhere nice. That's, probably quadrupled in value since we were there.
Yeah. The Russells have a way with getting good properties.
Yeah. Wise.
So what else? So, dude, yeah. So you're in Hope, Maine, and you and Kelly are up there just being LL Bean models and shit because you guys are both like super attractive, tall people.
Just for our neighbors, there's nobody here,
Just for our neighbors, little naked gardening.
I thought when I bought this LL Bean pullover, it was Will and your wife like modeling for it. So. Now it makes sense. You guys are up there. That's where it's headquartered, and you guys are both gorgeous human beings. So, cheers to you for that.
Cheers. Appreciate that. It's us. We got our 2 boys and then our 2 dogs, and we live on a currently very muddy road. So like that speaks to the weather right now. Today I saw a mosquito and then it was like hard snowing 3 hours later. Wow. So that's what's going on. It's kind of crazy. 55 degrees yesterday, 18 tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that down here. I'm in Tennessee, Will. I'm down in Nashville and
Are you?
Yeah, been living here for 6 years now, but it was like 70 degrees yesterday and today it was 30 degrees. So yeah, same shit.
Andre still down there?
Yeah. He lives in the same town I live in. We still haven't connected, but I don't know if he's got a cell phone or something. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't connected with him yet, but yeah, he's still down here. Is he in Brentwood, John?
No, Drew lives over by Bellevue area.
Oh, Bellevue, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own place, but yeah, you guys should definitely like go have a beer or something, dude.
We'll get him on the cast and we'll do it live.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him on the cast, but he's I don't know, he sometimes usually around this time he's doing like sound somewhere at one of the honky tonks or venues.
Yeah. We went down to the Caverns. It's a music venue down there and
oh yeah.
Like out in the boonies. What a kooky little area. And yeah, he was working soundboard at I couldn't tell you the name of the place, but like a relatively well-known kind of honky tonk place, and great band just on like a whatever Friday afternoon, whatever it was, and went in and had a couple beers while I was on shift.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
That kind of place.
Who'd you see? Do you remember the band? Was it just a rando?
Oh, I didn't go to Tennessee for the randos. It's the Disco Biscuits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, shocker. You love the Biscuits.
Big shocker. Yeah, I'm a bit of an addict.
Trevor is now too, man.
Trevor was talking about them.
Got him hooked.
Did you go up for? There was some Vermont show they did or something, right? New York.
No, they did a couple nights in Burlington 3 weeks ago. I didn't go to that, or maybe it was last week, something like that. But it was like a Wednesday, Thursday. I can't. Like, gotta do something with the dogs. Gotta do something with the kids. We're not very nimble these days, if you will.
Yeah.
How old
is the new baby?
Yeah.
Fritz. He's Fritz. Nice. 3.5 months.
Congrats, man.
Wow, congrats, man. That's new.
Yeah, thanks. He's enormous. He's like wearing 9 and 12 months clothes, and he's like 3.5 months or something like that.
Oh my God.
He's a big guy.
Wow.
Big boy.
That's the Dale Shaetzke gene.
Well, Kelly's tall too. That's what
Dale's a large man.
Yeah.
Dale is a big man.
So, what brought you to Nashville, Pete?
I met my now wife in Boston. She was at Tufts Dental School, and I was working in a residency for a dental program down here in Nashville. And so we did a year apart, but then one time I came down here, I proposed, we got married, and the rest is history. I don't know, that's about it. we got one kid that's 2 years old and is wearing 20. He's wearing like 18-month to 24-month. So basically, your 3-month-year-old's probably close to
same close.
Yeah.
No way, I didn't know that. Congratulations, man.
Yeah. I got a son, and then I got a girl. Yeah, I got a girl on the way. Gender reveal was last Friday, Bonner. I didn't even tell you because it just happened. But we got the gender. No PP.
No PP.
And we are having a girl.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Will, you got an older boy as well?
William.
How old? Good name.
He just turned 3 on Saturday.
Nice. Happy birthday, William Jr.
Oh yeah.
My son turns 2 on Monday, 20th. So good.
Okay, really close together then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So February 21 then, yeah, he right in the depths of the pandemic, huh? He was born with a mask on.
Yeah, they luckily let me in. They didn't let anyone else in. We were there for an extended period of time because we had a little bit of complications at birth. Didn't want to leave. We ended up doing a emergency C-section and all that stuff, but everyone's fine. But yeah, the hospital itself was like on lockdown, and I don't know, we got like food delivered, and I'd have to go out and pick it up and then get tested. It was just, yeah. So yeah, he's a COVID baby.
Wow. That's kind of like, we were really lucky to like sneak it in right before I went back to work for 2 weeks, and then everything hit, and I haven't been back in the office since, really. Like that's how close we were.
Yeah.
And then we ran to Maine, and we stayed at my mother-in-law's that entire like spring and summer, and we're like, it's great up here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's a good
nice
call.
Yeah, we were very lucky to be able to do that. Like, I mean, versus being in a metropolis where everything was closed.
Yeah.
Right. All the things that everyone's used to doing. It's like,
where were you before that?
This is no good. We were in Salem.
Yeah, that's also a very nice spot. Urban spot. More urban, but yeah, I get it.
Fried clams, ice cream, witches.
Yeah. Marissa's 18-year-old is thinking about going to Salem State. But he hasn't been to the campus yet, so we want to take him up there and so he can check it out. But we have a good feeling he'll probably like it.
It's a great little town. Like, just don't come and go very often. You gotta stay put and travel by. Just don't go far.
The North Shore kid.
North Shore kid. It's pretty had. That's why we left.
What is your position right now, Will, with your job?
Lots of sitting.
You got paternity leave?
I had 2 weeks, but I took 5 because, you know how, like,
because you need more than 2.
Because you need more than 2. You know what I mean?
Yes, you do.
Did you take any?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I kind of work I kind of work for myself. Well, I work me and another partner, but yeah, I took time off, and I'll be taking more time off this year when we have number 2. But yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous to expect any parent to go back like that soon. It's not even, I don't know. You're probably elbow deep in diapers, right? And just like constant shit. But is the baby sleeping?
Oh, like a dream.
Oh, that's wonderful, man. That's awesome to hear. Mine never did.
Well, the first one didn't. The first one still, like, he was just a mess. I was like, we were both ripping our hair out about an hour ago.
Well,
where's my mommy? Where's my mom?
Billy Jr. was wild at the wedding, dude.
Oh yeah,
you can't let him out of your sight for 2 seconds, man.
He's a little socialite.
Sure is.
Runs everywhere, does everything super fast. I was trying to teach him how to put on his pajamas tonight. You know, and he goes to like put his hand or his foot in, and he expects the pajama to like wrap itself around his hand. It's not working. It's too tricky. I can't do it.
Oh man, you got to let him struggle a little bit.
Right. So let him cry it out and like putting his hand on this part and grab this part, try to, you know, show him how to do it. And, you know, at some point you got to make him do the whole thing. Like my wife's like, it's only 3, but like he can do it.
Threes. Come on. You can pick it up a little bit.
If he can run on the back of the couch, he can put on his pajamas.
Yeah. But Will, do you have any siblings? I don't even know. We weren't like super close back in high school, other than the great parties at your house. I remember a couple good nights at your place. But did you have any siblings? I forget. Do you have a brother, sister? No, nothing. Nada. Singles.
Only child.
Only child. Wow, that explains a lot.
Hey.
No. And so you and Dale lived over there, and I got to ask you, well, what's up with what started with the ferrets? You love ferrets.
The ferrets, that's right. What were their names? I forget.
I remember playing with the ferrets like when I was really high.
I didn't even remember that they were still there at that point. Fuck, that must have been like one of the early parties.
And I want to say you always had a fire in like, did you have a bonfire area?
Well, that was the age of having parties while my dad was home.
Yes, that was a good time. Yes.
We're having a fire outside. In the cover of darkness.
But your place was good because it was set back and you had, you know, several trees and stuff. I think it was in a dead end, and then you had a decent driveway. So you could pack some cars there. I remember that. We were all like, this is a good spot versus like, you know, John's house on Lake Street, where it was like basically out in the open, which we still raged at, but you know.
Well, yeah, everyone could park down on the cul-de-sac, down the driveway. Dale would never see anybody roll up. You know, couldn't like tell how many people were there. Keep it, you know, just the highway was nice and noisy. You know, you couldn't really cover all the sound up. Neighbors couldn't see anything.
It really was perfect.
It was a good spot.
I was surprised it worked that well. I mean,
does he still live there?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Him and his wife, Raifon. He just had another Dale Fest this past summer, actually.
Yep, I heard about it.
On a Sunday afternoon.
I heard about it and was very bummed to have missed it.
Yeah, it was short and sweet, you know. But had what's Jim Perry's band? It wasn't Doc Robert.
The Ed Sullivans.
It was the Ed Sullivans. That's right. You've got a fantastic camera there, John.
Thank you, man.
Looking
this
great.
is the same camera I used to take all my pictures with. I figured out how to rig it up.
I mean, no offense, Pete, but
none taken. I mean, I got this microphone. This microphone was a huge step. Have you watched any episodes of this little Dutchcast? Because this has been a source of contention for some time. I finally gave in on the mic, so you can give me that. But yes, visual will be next. Possibly even headphones. I don't know.
I like that. We got to see some color in your face. I don't know how I look or sound, but
I don't know.
You know, it's not my gig. So
well, the guest gets a pass. Well, the guest gets a pass. Oh, that looks cool, Pete. That looks really cool. Go back.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, now I'm in Salem.
Yeah, that's moody, man.
Guys, I heard something knocking over there.
Blair Witch style. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's definitely a ghost.
Oh yeah, so to answer your question, I am a civil engineer. I design drinking water system components, construction, rehab, a lot of contracting type stuff. Work like our clients are towns and cities generally.
Nice.
Municipal stuff.
And I can work from home, so. That's the beauty of it right now. I couldn't be where we are, or like we couldn't be where we are without being able to work remote. So there's nothing here.
So is the company big, or is it a small shop?
It's a national firm, like 1,200 people. You know, it's a small to medium sized company. But we have
big enough where you can work remote, big enough where they can accept technology and stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what makes it all happen out here, because we've got an office in Bangor, an office in Portland, but I'm an hour and change from either. So, and I mean, we're 45 minutes from any highway.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I think the biggest stoplight we have is a blinking yellow light.
Wow. So you're inland, or are you near coast?
15 minutes from the coast.
Okay.
Camden would be the point of reference.
Okay.
We're close to Camden. If you ever hear about mid-coast Maine, Belfast, Rockland,
Bahaba.
Bahaba is 90 minute, an hour north.
Mm-hmm. Come down to
Bar Harbor's up there. Bar Harbor's
Pemaquid. Yeah, Pemaquid, what I was talking about earlier, is it takes about 4 hours to get there, right, Bonner? It's up there. It's it's 45. It's 45 minutes right north of Freeport, and so Freeport, and what's another popular spot? Well, the Damascotta had a cool little downtown, but there was another one that I'm blanking on that's up there. All these little towns in these inlets of Maine. It's freaking gorgeous. I love Maine.
It's splendid, really.
It's
right now we're doing the whole, trying to chase the snow thing. Got a little cabin out by Sugarloaf.
Nice.
Just did some snowmobiling out on a lake for the first time ever. That's a hoot.
That's cool.
What's that like?
Just go.
You just
push the gas and go.
That's it. Not a ton of maneuvering, or what? Or you're just going straight?
More than I thought. It's kind of got got some things to it. So if you don't let off, you're gonna catch some air and hit your head and all that kind of stuff. But
before this, I was just downstairs watching Talladega Nights. That's been running on CBS or whatever. It is some funny shit, man. The dad is saying, you gotta look fear in the eye, or forget about fear. And he puts the cougar in the back of the car. He's like, you want me to get in that car and drive with the cougar in the car? And he's like, you got to do it, man. It's just so funny. So funny.
You sound like a dog with peanut butter on the roof of its mouth. Right?
How the hell did you get a cougar in the car? I trapped it.
I trapped it. Put it in the bathroom at the hotel. Fed a pizza for a couple of days.
Ricky Bobby, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Well, the best scene is when they go to Applebee's and he's like, everyone's like, "This is the greatest little dinner we've ever had. This is wonderful." And the dad's just hilarious. He's like, "I hate to be a pain, but I asked for no onions on my bourbon steak." And then the lady's like, "Oh my God, I didn't think that you needed that." He goes, "Oh, stop interrupting me." And he goes, "I think you did know, and I think you did mean to put the onions on my bourbon steak." And then he gets kicked out. It's so fucking funny. It's great. But
I can't say I've actually watched that whole movie, to be honest. That's a good one. What's his name? Very nice, right?
Yeah.
His name?
Borat.
Oh man.
I don't know what his real name is. What's his real name?
Conan.
He does a great serious role. Spy.
Never seen it.
It's about this Israeli. I forget where it's like between Israel and Iran.
Palestine. Iran.
And it's I guess it's his great grandfather or something was the actual spy. And it's he basically like, he's like a war hero from, I forget which side, but he does a phenomenal job. It's a great movie. He like produced it and whatnot.
He did a great job in that. I want to say it's called Chicago 5. Chicago 5. It was a Netflix one. I won a bunch of awards or something, but it was like this trial shit. I forget what it was about, but I think it was like 70s or some sort of maybe 60s, 70s. And he plays a serious role of one of the characters, and he killed it. He definitely killed it. I mean, he's got to be super talented if he's doing Borat. Straight face, doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
He just keeps
super talented.
What's the movie called, Pete? The serious one?
I think it's called Chicago 5, but that sounds like a ABC firefighter show. But I want to say it was something like that. Will's looking it up. Are you looking it up, Will?
No, I was looking at the spy. I'm going to look that one up next. Israel's top Mossad spy, Eli Cohen. So Sasha,
yeah.
Boran Cohen's great grandfather or something. Chicago 5, huh? But highly recommend.
Spy, okay.
Chicago 5.
No, not Chicago.
It's coming up with like NBC. Is it Chicago 7?
I thought so. It's something like that. Shit. No, this is gonna bother me. Well, look up him. Look up his IMDb.
Yeah. It's Chicago 7. Yeah.
Okay. See,
the trial of Chicago 7 is the story. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's a big one. Fairly recently.
A group of anti-Vietnam War protesters charged with conspiracy and crossing state lines with the intention of inciting riots at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
Yep, correct. I think people died. There was shots fired. Something.
Wow.
But yeah, that dude's fun. That dude's really good.
Unbelievable, yeah. I was super impressed.
Dude,
yeah.
This picture
coming from
Trevor
like
you sent me, Will, is insane. This picture of Trevor.
We can't see it. It's not like showing up.
Yeah, it's tough to see, but
it's tough to see.
His face is insane.
I just found that through our photos just randomly, and I'm like, that is perfect.
I send it to you, Pete. It's fucking ridiculous.
Maybe I could freaking make it seeable. So yeah, well, we've been just hanging out doing this, mostly Bonner and I. D-Malls is on the first one, and occasionally Steve-O pops in, BT pops in. But this is episode 11? 12.
12.
12 episodes. Trevor was on, and Trevor had like 70 viewers on like YouTube. I don't know. Trevor's probably has a following, that guy, but I don't know how
successful.
I don't know how big your following is in Hope, Maine, but well, there's 14 people there, so
my dogs, my kid.
They follow you around, right? Is that what you mean by follow? That's what you mean by follow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
All right, that's kind of the idea, I guess.
So what brought you up there? You went up there because your mother-in-law lived up there. You were getting out of COVID and you were like, shit, this is a cool spot. What do you got there? You got a single fam? It looks like a nice room, looks like a nice little abode. You got a lot of land.
We've got it's a I guess a Cape style on a few acres. It's like a mountain, like, there's nothing between me and us and the top of a mountain right here. I can go hike up the back 40, they call it here, and go up and see the ocean from the top, and some mountains to the west. It's like my neighbor's property, and then there's like a preserve on the other side. But the air, the water, those are two big things. Like, no traffic.
Yeah.
Certainly not for the food, man. Like, we just got some takeout tonight, and like we called it in at 4:45 or like 4:30. Couldn't pick it up till they originally said 6:45. We could pick up for soup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
different speed. Different speed.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And
do you have a local pub, or is there any sort of local for you? Or are you just
we have the general store? They have 3 beers on tap.
Nice. Very good. They have any stools, or it's just kind of?
Yeah, no. So this area's got really good schools. It's some of the best in Maine for sure. Like, next to just north of Portland. Trying to think of the county, whatever it's called. But that's the thing about Maine, like, fairly sparse for quality education and communities, right? There's just not a lot out there. So if you have kids and you want to make sure you're going to good school, there's only kind of a few locations you could be at, unless you're loaded and you can go to some sort of boarding school or private school or something like that, right? Like,
how did that nickname even come about? Was that a Trevor thing? Sheep.
Brian Terrell.
The
king was my grandfather.
Okay. Big Bill. Bill Shaetzke.
Big Bill. Mm-hmm. Big Bill. We met an Asian Bill.
You have an Asian Bill?
In your family?
China. We went to China for my stepbrother's wedding, and we traveled around with my stepmother's school friends. And she had a friend that looks like, I don't know if you remember my grandfather, but looked just like him.
Handsome
Asian man. Smoked like a madman. Everybody smokes over there. It's fucking wild.
Smoke cigarettes.
Got married in China.
So many cigarettes. No weed. None. 0 weed in China.
Well, Will's stepmom is from what? Hong Kong?
Oh my God, I'm blanking on the city. There's so many big cities there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a city of 12 million people, but you've never heard of it because
you got Beijing, you got Singapore, Hong Kong,
Nanchang. Ever heard of Nanchang?
I don't think so.
No.
But it's huge, and the fact that we don't is a little telling.
Yeah.
Come on.
Huge.
I thought the world was just America. So yeah, well, we have just the free unpaid version of Zoom, so we only have 45-minute splits. So that's the reason. So last Dutchcast, Lo was like, "You guys, you want me to buy you an unlimited Zoom pass, and we're like, nah, we like it this way. So we have a first half and second half. So that's what that is all about.
Whatever you guys want to do, I'm happy to donate to the fund.
Yeah.
I'd rather save the Dutchcast than like some cats or something.
I just love how Lo is like still extending her class president services. Like, I'll get it for you. Like, I'll make sure you guys are taken care of.
Yeah.
Who have you guys had on for other guests? I mean, I know you had like the guy that's all over the internet. I keep forgetting his name.
Rodney.
With all that great, the comedian with all the great advice.
Yeah, Rodney
Norman. Yeah.
We had on Bry a couple times. We had on Colin Burke, which was excellent. We can't wait to have him on again. Low. Yes. We had Trevor. That might be it. I think me and Pete might have done one like solo.
My brother.
Oh, we had your brother on. Yeah, that was good too. Chris Kimbeck.
Yeah. Chris wants to come back when he's got more.
Have you been following Chris Kimbeck? Will he's like a stand-up comedian now.
I've seen like little just clips on the internet, but I not really. No.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That sounds pretty great. I wasn't really friends with him in high school. We weren't like not friends, but I didn't recall him as being like very outspoken. So I found it kind of interesting that he's like does stand up.
Yeah, that's what's wild. He's in Miami doing his thing now, but he's been out to LA and New York and Nashville for a little bit. Kids going after it, man. Love it.
Wow.
It takes a lot of fucking balls to
That's terrifying.
Get up and do that. Like,
yeah, I don't know. He's got some balls, that little one, because that's a tough go. But he's good. He's got the comedic timing, and I think that timing is huge in comedy.
Yeah.
So he was pretty quiet growing up, but he could throw a zinger in there on the right time, and it would be good. So I'm not totally surprised, but I knew him pretty well. I knew him since preschool. But
wow, I think we were on the bus together in like second grade or something. But
who else was on your bus? Who lived over there?
They're over in like Wachusett, right?
The Kimbacks?
Like on the other side of 140 from me.
I thought they were like Oak Street style.
He was for a little while. And he moved to like Shrewsbury Hills, Colonial Drive, because you're splitting up. But I'm coming in. You're coming in clear for me, Will, and I hope I am the same.
Yeah. There's been a couple pauses here, but it's been fine. Just happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's good to have you. What else, man? We weren't super close. So, what do you got going on? I don't know. I don't have a ton of questions lined up like I did for Lo, and some of my questions maybe I'll ask from you. I will ask Lo's questions for you. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Never.
Surprisingly, no.
How close were you to being arrested? And tell me that story. What was your closest situation, and was it in Shrewsbury or was it elsewhere?
I have been charged with things, but never cuffed. Mm-hmm. So I did have a party once where like everyone got not PC'd, but like my dad went to the cops because freaking Kyle Howe and like someone else like stole shit from my house.
Okay.
And then so everyone had to get interviewed by Detective Brown.
Okay.
And then the police department charged me
for
soliciting alcohol to minors.
Were you over 21? You must
in high school?
Okay. So, well, how can you get charged with that if you're a minor yourself?
Because I had procured it.
This was Detective Brown's findings.
this was Detective Brown's funny. He was very serious about it.
I'm sure he was.
It was ridiculous.
So that's interesting. And yes, I've had one interaction with a detective in Shrewsbury once in my life, and it was super sketch. Like the guy was, I really didn't know what he was trying to do, but he was very weird. It probably was Detective Brown. So, do you recall the 8th grade talent show? Do you remember that?
No.
Eighth grade
talent show?
Yes, we had a talent show, and Lo, me, and Steph were the MCs, and there was a bunch of people performing. I only remember Victor Rosa going, and it's been making me laugh.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
And we talked about it in the podcast last week, Bonner, so I don't know if you're still in Arizona, but...
Victor Rosa, oh, man.
Yeah.
Dewey Fam.
Dewey Fam. Yeah. Dewey Fam did the gloves, right? He did the LED gloves.
Did the glow sticks.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Liquid.
Yes. So I'm trying to, remember if there's who else was there. I know Dan Munier did something, but do you remember this? It was in the Shrewsbury Auditorium. It was in the Shrewsbury High School Auditorium.
I remember I was doing some dance team stuff at the time.
Okay. Let's talk about that.
I couldn't tell you exactly what the hell it was. I remember I there was a dance team, and I would go to practices, and we'd do some stomp type stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Don't Stop, Get It. I'm trying to think of this.
Ice Cube.
I didn't know this.
Ice Cube. Yeah. Right. That was the song.
Dolores Fraser's a hoe when you know it.
Oh, I remember that. I remember the talent show. There, Mike Ellis. He did the Michael
MJ,
Jackson.
Yeah, dude.
Real good.
Okay, so now we got a couple more acts coming together. So Mike Ellis did that, and then Dewey Fun did the hands. Yeah, and then Dan Munier did the magician, and then you had Victor Rosa and Fred Dutile doing NSYNC. But no, so dude, yeah, I don't know. That was just a funny time, and that's funny.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is funny. Speaking of that kind of stuff, though, I think Low also. I did a play with Diana Magner in second grade. It wasn't Schoolhouse Rock, but it was. Remember Joe Evangelista?
Yes. Joe Evangelista went to St. John's with me, and he went to Providence College with me. He's the man.
Oh, wow.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that kid
He just got married recently. I was like, congratulations, man, even though I haven't talked to you in 20 years, but I just shot him a note. But yeah, he got married recently, but he was always secretly hilarious, very smart. But he and
kind of a boss, right? He's kind of this boss type attitude.
Yeah, he did.
He could have been smoking a cigar.
Yes, he was very mature. But it wasn't fake. It wasn't an act. That's who he was. So that yeah.
I think we did a Weird Al. We did a Weird Al thing together.
I always pictured young Nick Panarelli with a cigar in his mouth too. He kind of had that, wearing sports jackets to school and shit, dude. Yeah, Panarelli was a little bit mature too for his age.
Nick liked that personality.
Lakeside Grill.
Not anymore. I don't think. I think they sold it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
He was rocking his own restaurant in Worcester called Buck's Burger Bar. And they were doing really well, but the pandemic fucking wiped them out. I don't think they're up anymore. But yeah, he was always a go-getter, man. Nick. I've known Nick since preschool, dude. Long time. His grandmother and my mom used to work together. So my mom would take me to work, and his grandmother would take him to work, and we'd run around all the cubicles and play Doom on the computer. Doom.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Remember that? Like, that computer game?
Yeah, you're killing
That
Nazis.
was like Doom. Yeah, you were killing Nazis. Wolfenstein. Do you remember the game Descent? Did you ever play that?
I had that on a CD.
Yes.
CD-ROM.
Might have come with my computer.
Yes. Windows 95 came with Descent. I think it may have.
Myst? Do you guys remember Myst? M-Y-S-T, Myst?
I do. I don't remember ever playing it, though. I think it was like, I don't know. Will probably. Did you play that?
Myst.
No, I've heard of it. I was denied a lot of those things from my dad as a kid. Like, he'd be like, can't buy that. Very seldom.
Well, you were a Boy Scout, right?
Yeah, I was a Boy Scout.
You're like an Eagle Scout.
Oh, yeah. Did the whole thing.
What's that?
Always an Eagle Scout.
With my cousin, too, Jeff. Remember my cousin? You did it with my cousin. He was in a picture on your wall in your house, and I pointed it out, remember?
Oh, yeah. It was like right when I entered the troop. He was like one of the older scouts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Congregational church.
I remember like seeing my cousin at it. I'm like, is that my cousin on your wall?
Ryan Capuano.
Mm-hmm.
He was an Eagle Scout?
No.
But he was a Boy Scout?
Oh, yeah. First and good time.
Dan Munier, too, right?
Munier.
I think Munier was a Boy Scout as well.
Is Dan Munier now Dan Candell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's his stage name?
Yeah.
Yes.
The hypnotist galore,
yes.
Right?
Oh, is he hypnotizing people? Maybe, yeah.
He's a hypnotist.
He must have an Instagram.
No, Dan was not. Dan was not in my troop.
Does he have an Instagram?
Probably, yeah.
At least a Facebook, yeah. I get his like advertisements.
Definitely that.
Relieve anxiety in 60 seconds.
Oh,
okay.
We got to get him on the show, man. Maybe he can hypnotize us through the fucking Zoom call.
That would be amazing. Cure my anxiety. Save
60 seconds.
In 60 seconds? Wow. That's awesome.
He made me forget my name one time. Really, like he was in a class of mine, and it was the end of the class, and he was doing card tricks and shit. And the teacher was letting it go on, and I'm like, dude, hypnotize me. And he's like, it's going to take longer than 2 minutes to hypnotize you, John, but I can do this. I can help you forget your name. And he asked me, I really wish I could remember what he asked me, but he asked me a couple of really simple questions. And then one where I had to really think. And he gets you caught in that you're really trying like a brain fart to think, and then he asks you one more question, and then he asks you your name, and you don't have it. For like 30 seconds to a minute, I couldn't fucking remember my name. And
wow.
At one point, he was the youngest hypnotist on Earth. Or in the country or something.
I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely doing it. He's making a living out of it, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and he does magic, too. Like, good.
Yeah.
I gotta find him.
Magic.
I'm on a quest to find Munier.
You guys ever play Magic? The Gathering?
No, but I want to. It seems really fun.
No, it's Magic. What is it we're talking about? Like an old game?
Where have you been?
Magic the Gathering, Pete. It's like a card game, and you collect like different decks.
Oh, Magic cards?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I never played that. But sounds okay.
There was a kid in our school who was obsessed with it. What was his name? Fucking Chris Flynn. Chris Flynn would be playing it like in class with another kid, and they'd be getting all into it. Marissa's nephew loves it. Like, he has people over his house all the time to play.
Is it like Dungeons and Dragons?
Similar scene.
Yeah.
It's not like
similar audience.
Similar audience, yeah.
Yeah.
D&D
totally.
is a little
more...
more...
you might get like a game shop that hosts...
Yeah.
A little lag there, I think.
Yeah.
The Dungeons and Dragons is more involved, but... Yeah, I'd love to try sometime. I think you'll be the one to introduce me to it.
You guys ever play Catan?
I've played that before. No. That's a quick game.
Oh.
No, it's not a quick game. Which one?
It's not a quick game.
No, I'm thinking of another.
It's like Risk and Monopoly put together. It's ultra long. Or it can be.
I know Catan. I see it. I mean, I haven't played it. There's another game I'm thinking of that's has a short name like that. That's a quick game. It's like some like quick strategy game. I'm blanking on the name, but no. What's Catan like? Catan is like Risk and Monopoly. Okay, so what are you trying to buy?
You like you kind of like roll for resources, and you need resources to purchase like roads and to like place roads and settlements and cities.
Okay.
And the more, and like once you get settlements and cities and stuff, the more potential you have to collect resources when you roll.
Okay.
And you win by getting like these point cards. I'm horrible at remembering how to play games.
No, I got it.
But,
that's good. I got it. It's kind of like
Age of Empires. Like, it's literally feels like Monopoly and Risk mashed together.
Gotcha.
Because it's like got this geography thing to it, as well as this like sort of purchasing.
Did you play a lot of board games? Did you play a lot of board games growing up? If your dad wouldn't let you do video games, and did you play a lot of board games during COVID?
It's not that he wouldn't let me; it's that he wouldn't get them for me.
He wouldn't get them. Why? Because he was like my dad, who was a cheap bastard, or was he like, I don't want you to rot your brain?
Thrifty.
Thrifty is the right word.
Thrifty.
I'm throwing the word gay out. It's a good thing this is a private cast.
Yes, this gets like, does this get posted somewhere or what?
I think so. Yeah, Bonner throws it up somewhere. It
goes up to Spotify and YouTube, but it's not like public. I guess it is, but barely anyone's watching it. So, who's watching it is like Sarah
Powers. What is public on the internet? Yeah,
Ashley Maroney, fucking Kyle Howe, and Brian Terrell. That's like our audience.
Hey guys,
what's up, y'all?
What's up to our listeners out there?
Did we talk about your dogs at all? What kind of dogs do you have?
Rhea, Nelly. I've got a German Shepherd and a mutt.
Nice.
Come here, girls.
Well, let's see them. Oh, hey guys.
Hey, pup.
This is actually this is a rescue, Nelly.
Yeah.
And this was Trevor's brother's dog.
Oh, really?
How'd you end up with that?
She was having a tough time with allergies and things, and their lifestyles weren't exactly jiving. So we took her in up here. She needed a little bit more outdoor experience, I think. And
she definitely looks like a different kind of. She's got to have a little mix in her German Shepherd. That doesn't look like a traditional German Shepherd.
Nope, she's like
purebred.
Purebred as they get, yeah.
Shit, maybe. All right.
Nice.
I got a lab, chocolate lab, and he's sheds like a mother.
Friendly as fuck, but
friendly,
disgusting dogs.
Exactly. No, he's so nice, and he's so like there's nothing to worry about. But he sheds, and it takes him like 3 days to start smelling again. And his tail goes so nuts it like whacks my kid in the face and breaks things, takes things off of tables. He's just an animal. His whole ass like wigs around. He gets so excited it moves his whole fucking body. I call him the Komodo dragon. He's like he flies around like that. And he's forever a kid too, right? Will, he's a lab. Like he does like I'm like, when's this guy gonna like mature or like get older? Like, no, he's a he's a chocolate lab, and like that's exactly the way he is forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Bond's got a dog.
Yeah, I get a dog. Kaya, she's like a Jack Pit. So Jack Russell pit bull mix. And she's awesome. She does not shed, which is cool. If she does, it's these little tiny little hairs, and her whole underside of her body is bald.
That's like a feisty mix.
It's energetic, but she's very sweet. The people we got her from whipped her into shape pretty good, and she's 2.5. So yeah, she's a lot to handle. You got to take her out every day.
It's a dog. You got to take it out every day.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, sometimes you want to take a day off, or sometimes
do you have
raining or what have you.
I put in a fence this past spring. I'm tired, so I put in a fence in my backyard. So I just open the door now. I take him on walks too, but he just loves his frisbee, my dog. And then I hear you, John. I just open the door. Will's probably like, you guys are doing terrible things. No.
Well, I mean, I live in the middle of nowhere. I can open my door and let them out. It doesn't matter. But I mean, they wind up in my neighbor's house. I get texts like, she's got our phone number on her. One day I get a call. Kelly gets a text like, they're like, yeah, it's down at like whatever address. I'm like, where is that? And this guy's wife is like, man. She was in our pool one day.
Oh,
taking a dip in their in-ground
nice
pool. And this is like half a mile
nice.
away.
Pete, does your dog bring the frisbee back?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Constantly.
Yeah. See, mine.
I give it a good hurl too. She just takes it and runs with it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, my dog Norman, he brings it back and he'll keep going until he like passes out. Like I have to stop because he'll go till he like dies. It's bad. But I have one of those Kong frisbees. You have one of these, Will? You ever seen the red Kong frisbee? It's at like the pet stores everywhere, whatever. But that thing whips. Like it's hard rubber, and I launched that like further than I've ever launched a standard frisbee in my life. The thing goes, and yeah, my dog Norman will go with it, and like it's a good frisbee. I don't know if you play frisbee anymore, like frisbee golf, but I like pick that up. I'm going
frisbee golf's pretty great. I did it once. I mean, I've never golfed in my life, but like I get the appeal, drink some beers, smoke
outside,
throw some frisbees.
Yeah,
whatever. It's cool.
There's a couple courses right here in my neighborhood. It's pretty popular, I guess, down here. And the courses are cool in that they have a lot of wooded areas as well. So it's not just like open fields. There's canopies, and you're going through like different paths and stuff in the woods too.
Yeah, it's a professional sport. I mean, yeah.
Is it?
What's this professional sport? Slapping.
Yep.
Oh, I saw that. Like
you're
just slapping, right? It's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you win.
I saw one where there were like really good-looking women doing it to each other too, like hot girls doing it to each other hard.
That was a different,
like, big, like, macho dudes. Like,
that wasn't on ESPN.
Fucking Icelandic strongmen, dude, slapping each other to death.
Yeah, like I get arm wrestling, like that makes sense. Slapping.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say what's it called? Not can jam. What's the slap ball? The ball.
Well, it's cornhole.
No, but the one where you have it's almost like a little mini trampoline and you're slapping it on it and the ball's going. What's that called? It's oh shit.
I haven't heard of
it. Blanks all night. No, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's 2-on-2. At the center is a little like makeshift trampoline thing, and then you slap the ball. It bounces off the thing, and then you just you play basically like tennis back and forth. It's not can jam. Can jam is my jam. I love can jam.
Yeah, I've played can jam. I do not know this.
Spike ball.
Spike ball.
Oh, spike ball.
Never played it in my life.
I thought that's what you were going with. That's a sport because that's been on ESPN a lot, like spike ball championships. It's a collegiate game. It had like Auburn versus Tennessee. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But it's like a legit game now. But yeah, the slapping thing I saw, I don't know. That's like, I don't know. Maybe that's something you saw when you're out in China.
It's a great spectator sport.
I don't know if they're allowed to do sports there.
What's China like, man? I have a question for you. We still have like 8 minutes left. What the hell is China like? A lot of people. Were you like a giant?
Yes. Like a celebrity.
They thought you were like a basketball
we
star.
were at like a festival at one day, and like this woman wanted us to hold her baby.
And take a picture of you with it, and
no, she just wanted us to like hold her baby.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, because we're like, she had never seen, like, it's so homogenous there. They don't have diversity.
Okay.
Like in Shanghai, there's some diversity. There's like, we saw some Germans there. Like that was it. Mm-hmm. But everywhere else in the country, it is China, like Chinese people. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's fascinating. Like, you can't go anywhere without giving your passport up, right? You go on a tour, you have to hand them your passport, and they take it, and they hold on to it. I'm like, I mean, you're taking my passport.
Yeah, that's risky.
You're not an official. You're just a guy. Like,
yeah. That's risky. And do they just?
It's hard to explain, really.
How is like the hotels and the stay and the food?
Gross
stuff. The bad. Hotels are gross.
The hotels are bad. And there's nice stuff there. But like, it's hard to find like soap and like tissue paper in places.
Yep.
It's like, all right, we're on a tour bus, and like there was a guy who was sick. He was hawking loogies like on the floor of the bus. I mean, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so like their separation of sanitation is very different. Like they have indoor shoes, outdoor shoes. Everybody lives in an apartment. An apartment's considered a house. And it's like, I don't know what you call it, but it's like similar to the caste system. Like you are born into your kind of like place in society. Like you can't get out of it. So in a sense, it's like, some of it was fairly disturbing and some of it's fairly incredible. Like, we were in the second tallest building in the world at one point. Shanghai is like what, 20 million people or something like that. 24 million people, which New York City is like 12. It's the biggest city in our country. We saw people sweeping highways in the middle of the country with straw brooms, cameras everywhere.
What was it like driving? You were on a highway? Was it nuts? Was it like the Feng Hua bus?
Oh yeah.
All
like,
over the place.
Oh, worse. I mean, people are passing on 2-lane roads. Like there's oncoming trucks and they're like, just gunning it, like pulling into a lane and pulling out of the lane.
Yeah.
Unreal stuff. Like things you just never think you'd see. The weirdest part was that you go to these, like, we went on like a tour. And so you go to these like little villages, and they go to like teach you about their culture. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, we smith silver, or like, this is our craft, right? This is what we grow, this is what we farm. But come to find out, it's really just all kind of, it must have been kind of government run, like organized sales pitches, because the products from village to village were identical. Whether it's like dried mushrooms or silver or dried fruit or something like that, the shit was identical everywhere you went. But they'd pitch it as like this was their culture.
Like this was
how they would like survive.
Thing? Like this was our town's unique piece, but then it wasn't unique. Okay.
No, well, it could be like jasmine or tea or something like that.
Yeah.
Jade, excuse me, not jasmine. Jade, tea, silver. Those are really big industries there for tourism. Yeah. And you'd go and they'd teach you all about their tea. You'd have like a tea party. I mean, tea, you know, tea is a whole thing.
Why did you go to China for what? Your brother-in-law got married there?
My
Why?
stepbrother's wedding. So the wedding, you go up to the table.
Chinese?
Tables, they have lazy Susans, right? They're always round tables, lazy Susan. All the food gets put on it, spins around, you take it. 2 packs of cigarettes at every table, every meal.
Wow.
Okay.
Were you smoking butts there? Because you had to. You had to. No.
Tons.
Yeah. Like a chimney.
Everybody, all the guys.
How were the cigarettes? Were they American or no?
Delicious.
They were good.
They were good. Yeah. The American cigarettes suck.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. You go anywhere else, they're way better. Yeah.
Okay. So they had the lazy Susan passing around butts, having food.
And you get like frog, whole fish. The food is wild. It's like soup and noodles for breakfast.
Yeah.
It's extremely different. Huh?
Hard-boiled egg in the soup too, with the noodles.
Eggs everywhere. Yeah. And they do a thing called, it's like pickled duck eggs.
Pickled eggs?
So like they don't cook it, but it cooks in the pickling process.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it comes out like green. Mm-hmm. And you break the shell just sort of peels off because it's so like broken down already.
That's disgusting.
They have like food for fertility. Like we went to like a really fancy dinner. Turns out my stepmother's uncle is like in the government in Nanchang. And I mean, we were in a restaurant with a private room that had its own like bathroom. Like I'd never been to dinner that had its own bathroom. Like just stuff very unaccustomed to. Yeah, you know, had raw lobster that was flown in from like Australia. Wow. Bird's nest soup, literally a bird's nest in soup. And like that was the fertility for the women, and for the men it was like some sort of Kelly would remember, like it's almost like a squid soup or something. Is like a sea urchin soup.
Wow.
That's like a nice food, right? I thought sea urchin was a delicacy.
Yeah, and then the way they party and socialize, they do tiny little shots of like
hockey,
like rice vodka. Yeah,
yeah,
tastes kind of like licorice.
Yep, I've had it,
and it's like 90 proof or 100 proof type stuff, like 90 to 120 proof. Mm-hmm. And the tradition is if somebody brings it to you, you know, you have to do the whole shot. Like that's just what you do. So as a guest, you get wasted because you're the guest.
Yeah, they keep loading you up.
Well, thank you for being our guest, Will.
Yeah.
Happy to be your guest, guys.